Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. We fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom.
On this episode of Cigars and Sea Stories, Bennett and Mike sit down to talk about water. Water.
Fucking water.
All sorts
Why water?
of stuff.
Why water? Because Bennett just said, let's talk about water.
Let's do it. But there's a lot. Not just because we're amphibious soldiers of the sea who come up on the beaches and slay bodies. That's not it. It's also because you need water to live in the desert.
To live anywhere, you need water.
Well, yeah.
Since it is like 60% of your body weight is fucking water.
Yeah, something like that.
Just saying.
80% of statistics are made up on the spot.
I just made that shit up. 100% of statistics are made up on the spot.
There you go. At least on this show.
Yes.
Unless
we just pull that shit out of our asses.
Unless we just quote it.
Yeah.
But you spent a lot of time in the water.
Oh my God,
Ricky
dude.
Recon.
I spend so much time in the water, I don't want to spend any more time in the water.
I don't blame you.
I have issues with salt water.
Right.
Unless I'm floating in it. I can go in it and like wade around in it and shit, but I don't really want to go open ocean swimming anymore, or finning, or any snorkeling, or I'm good with never doing that stuff again in my entire life. Basically, that's what it comes down to.
You.
Now I like to play, in the surf with the kids, and maybe body surf or boogie board or whatever the fuck. But if I have to go out past the breakers, yeah, pretty much not happening. Pretty much never happening again.
Yeah.
And but I like swimming in the pool. That shit's the bomb. Fond memories ish of that. Swimming with the kids and playing that.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about McQuish shit. I'm fond memories in the McQuiz pool or something.
I don't ever want to play with bricks again in the pool. Or tie my hands and feet. Or swim with a rubber duck fucking rifle, or even wear clothes other than a swimsuit or naked in the pool. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the whole reason I said let's talk about water is I just read this article about a guy who took basically just decided he was going to drink a gallon of water for 30 days straight and see what it did.
What do you mean? Did a gallon a day?
Yeah, a gallon a day.
It's really, really good for you.
Yeah, no shit. Duh. Right?
Right.
I'm like, why do we have to write an article about this? But I just read it. It was pretty cool. But it's pretty much self-explanatory. Like, the easiest way to drink a gallon of water a day is to get a Camelback. Right? 120 ounce Camelback. Yeah. 120 ounce Camelback, and just fucking walk around. Fuck it. Oh, but I wear a suit to work. Fuck it. Just do it.
Just throw a Camelback on under that suit jacket and let people call you Hunchback wherever you go. It's fine.
Right. Fuck it. Yeah, man.
I used to walk around with a gallon. Like, when I was in uniform, I would just walk around with a gallon of water.
Yeah, like the actual, plastic carton gallon.
Right, yeah. Look at it like a milk jug of water. And I would pick up one of those big screw jobs with the handle on top. I can't remember the name of it. I'm searching for it.
Like a pulling springs?
Yeah, something like that. But the big gallon job.
Yeah.
At one point in time, somebody had, I think, well, it's kind of ironic. It's like the one thing that Command doesn't really care about. They're like, yeah, whatever, stay hydrated.
Yeah, fucking stay hydrated. Hydrate or die, bitches.
I went to the oh man, I only did this one time. I was at SOY and I held my canteen the way that I did in boot camp. I don't fucking know why. I was like standing in line Do you know what I'm talking about? Hey, hold it on your forearm.
Yeah, on your forearm with your hand over the cap.
Right.
Yeah,
because totally that's how you're gonna hold it. What, port arms or whatever?
Yeah.
And
or some shit.
I have no idea why I did that. Yeah. Anyway,
it's because it was fucking habit.
Right, because it was right. It was ingrained in me.
You ever catch yourself like in the chow hall after boot camp, like wanting to put your hand over the top of your fucking
over the cup?
Yeah.
Yes. And I've done that numerous times. I've done it out of necessity a couple of times, which that's good gouge right there. You got to put your hand over top of that shit so that sand doesn't get in it.
Mm-hmm,
it always reminded me of Hunter S. Thompson in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas when he's like, he's trying to walk around with his beer mug. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
He's trying to smoke through his freaking bandana or whatever. Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
2 hands in a cup. Done that.
Drinking that much water will even make you more productive. It'll even make you better at your job.
Yeah, we're all dehydrated.
Yeah, because if you are thirsty, you're already fucking dehydrated.
Right. You're like, I mean,
it's not like
stage.
It's not like your body all of a sudden goes, "Oh, I'm thirsty." No, it's doing that because it's like screaming for water, not just like, you know what I mean. And then we wonder why we have to drink. You know, dudes have to drink like 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day. Monsters, Rippets, whatever, when all they have to do is just drink like 2 liters of water. A gallon's a bit overkill.
Well, it depends on what you're doing, but yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're in the desert, bro,
right,
walking around freaking, you know, doing actual operating and real work, then you probably need a gallon.
Then you probably need like 2.
Right. But I'm just saying, for normal everyday back here in the United States garrison type work,
yeah,
probably only need about 2 liters of water.
I guarantee you do not drink 2 liters of water a day. I guarantee it.
I do. I totally do. I have one of those
I drink 2 liters of water and listen to NPR because I'm better than you.
Listen to NPR. Oh my God. Funniest thing. All right. So let me finish my thought real quick though. So I have those, one of those shaker bottles, you know, the ones that come with the little wire whisk ball, but I don't, you know, you always take that out and throw that shit away because it's useless.
And then you wonder why there's clumps in your shit.
Right. Well, I don't drink that protein powder shit.
Oh.
So, and maybe that's why I'm fat. Anyway, they're like 20 ounces. So I probably drink on average 4 of those minimum a day. So actually I probably drink 5 or 6 of them, but it seems like I'm drinking even when I'm not thirsty. So
yeah, whatever you sip on is water. Like that's like your go-to sipping beverage. What's your go-to beverage at dinner? Is it water?
Water. All I drink. Well, let me say. So I have 3 things I drink. 4. Sorry. I drink water, coffee, whiskey, and beer. That's it.
That's amazing.
And beer is the less of all of those.
Yeah.
So every morning I drink coffee, usually about 2 cups. And then I drink 1 on the way to work and then 1 at work. And then I drink a shit ton of water. And
yeah,
not every day, probably every other day I have a little snifter of whiskey. So that's it. That's my liquid consumption.
The manly regime.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
Yeah,
I don't drink soda.
Yeah.
Or any of that other stuff.
Yeah.
Gatorade maybe once in a while, but not very often.
I try to stay away from all of that soda shit, what have you.
Yeah.
The old lady buys it. We did this
Except
one
for the
thing.
Except for the cheer wine.
Oh, yeah. Gotta love that.
You're stuck on that shit.
See, but it's not like I'm sucking it down all the time. It's
True.
like we were joking around about this, the missus and I, because She likes soda. I call it pop. She likes pop, right?
Well, you call it pop because you're from Michigan.
Right. So
she's from fucking Massachusetts.
Right.
Taxachusetts, and it's called soda.
Right. Weirdos. So anyway, she likes her soda, whatever that is. Whether it's like Pepsi or Coke or blah blah blah. I don't think she really even cares so long as it gets in the house. But in order to authorize the purchase, there needs to be like cheer wine involved also. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if I'm going out for something, I'll come back like, hey, I got this for you also. Like I got a Twix bar on the way home from hunting turkey.
Right.
You know, or whatever.
I do.
And so that's how she gets it in the house. She smoozes me with cheer wine every once in a while. Smoozes
me with it.
A pub run.
I have a clandestine stash of Vernors.
Oh yeah.
But the only thing I ever drink Vernors with is Irish whiskey.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It's a mixer for you, huh?
It's a mixer for me. It's a mixer for me. And regular ginger ale just doesn't cut it for me.
No.
So
it's because it's not sweet enough to bite across the whiskey.
Yeah. So exactly. So it's like people do Jameson and ginger. Well, it's a subpar drink. You must use Vernors, and because Vernors is it's not ginger ale, it's a ginger soda. Yeah. So it has a little bit more sweetness. But anyway, and a little more bite too.
And and then the next morning, double down on that gallon of water because you were going to be hungover when you slam like 8 of those mother truckers.
I don't get hungover anymore.
Maybe 18 of those.
I got to drink a lot to get hungover. A lot. But anyway, that's another episode.
Right?
That's another episode.
But we were talking about water in all of its forms.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever wake up? Did you ever wake up in the snow?
Yep.
So I went to sleep and it was bare outside, and woke up and there was snow all over us.
I was stationed at Fort Drum, dude.
Right. And
that
so
it happens all the time there.
All the time. Right. Well, I was stationed in 29 Palms going through Bridgeport, and it doesn't happen all the time in 29 Palms. So when I woke up and only saw the tubes of our 81 sticking out of the snow, I was like, shit.
That's elevation for you.
God damn it. 8,000-foot parking lot my ass. Screw this bullshit. I'm telling you right now, we go to war with Korea, I am fucking doing goddamn Viking rules, okay? I'm telling you right now. I am pillaging.
Viking rules.
I am pillaging, and I am taking quarter. Hey, you're not allowed to do that. I don't give a shit. It's cold outside. I don't care. I'm ripping these people out of their homes, and I'm taking the warmth. If you make us go to war in Korea, you know what I mean? I say that like I'm still in. It's because I would slay bodies if we went to war with Korea. Like if they were like, "Hey, man, we're doing this." You know, Truman was an asshole. We're not
redoing Frozen Chosen here, folks.
No.
We're not doing a replay. This is an instant replay.
Yeah, MacArthur had it right the first go around. We were good. We had that shit sewn up.
And Truman fired his ass. Good job. Well done, sir.
Truman is the Buddhist president ever. So, yeah, there's that.
Right. There's that.
Dude, he was a World War I veteran, though.
But he was. That's just true.
You know, World War I veteran, failed businessman, failed haberdasher, some mobster. I can't remember the dude's name. Not worth remembering. But he financed his campaign in order to get him into the Senate, and then Roosevelt needed a third-term running partner. If you think about it, Truman legally can't be president because, well, that precedent wasn't set forward yet. But there was the two-term.
Not yet. Yeah.
See, there's that weird debate. Yeah. And it's
and then the idiot. See, this is one of those things. This isn't about water, but it's the idiocy of our American political system and how it flows like water.
Oh, snap!
So it always comes around, and what comes around goes around, and so the Republicans pushed hard to get this 2-term presidency rule enacted, and then who gets elected after Roosevelt?
Right.
Motherfucking Eisenhower, right?
Eisenhower.
He, at very least, was a 3-term president. And then they're kicking themselves in the ass because they could have got him elected for a third term easy, if not more. You know what I mean? Good job. Well done.
I like
well
the
done,
term limit.
idiots.
I think we need
term limits everywhere. I'm just saying.
North Carolina has
that was just ridiculous. So anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, really good. By the way, it's not every once in a while. So in the news, we've heard lately, you've seen this United Airlines thing where the dude got ripped off the flight.
No, what did he do?
Have you seen that? All right. So they overbooked the flight and they like ripped this guy. Basically, then the United went in and randomly, no one would take the $800 voucher that they were offering, right? Mm-hmm. For somebody to take a different flight. So they at random picked four with the United computer, picked at random four people that they were going to basically tell to get off the flight. Right? Because these are paying customers, and now you're forcing me off a flight that I paid good money for because you greedy cunts decided to overbook a flight. So ended up to this one point, this guy refused. They brought security on the plane. They like roughed him up, yanked him off the plane. You know what I mean?
Dear God.
And not only that, but I think he's Asian and he was a doctor. He ended up getting back on the flight because he's literally like shows like, I am a doctor and I have patients that need this. I have to see tomorrow.
Right.
These clowns running the United flight. You know what I mean?
Right. So
this morning, this is like 2 days ago. So this morning, I don't read Duffel Blog that often, but once in a while, if it looks like a good one, so I'm laughing my ass off at this. So it says, the headline on the Duffel Blog says, DOD, it's basically something along these lines. It's not verbatim, but it's like United States or DOD or somebody contracts United Airlines to remove Assad from power in Syria.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Laughing my ass off, bro. Oh, shit. Funny shit. All because this. If those people don't sue the shit out of them, I'll put a class action suit together for it.
Right.
Because idiocy like that needs to be punished. Right? I mean, come on. I'm not a guy like that. I don't like to, promote clogging up our judicial system. But
you mean using it, or
you know what I'm saying? No,
right.
Some of it's
we don't need more legislation. We don't need more laws. Like, we need to use the ones that we have. I'm pretty sure this would be using the laws that we have.
Come on. But there's a lot of frivolous lawsuits, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, in turn, I do not think this is one of those frivolous lawsuits because United Airlines needs to get their asses fucking pushed in.
And he tied it in with the duffel block. Bam. How does that, how does that tie into water?
It doesn't. I just thought that shit was funny.
I just figure I'd, ask at random.
That shit was funny, though. Check it out. Check it out on Duffel Blog. Very funny.
I'll tell you what I was thinking of earlier, because you and I were chatting about an upcoming trip or what have you, and I never spent any time in the water. I just didn't. I didn't have to spend any time in the water, but I cruised by it every day.
You did in boot camp, obviously. But other than that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I was in the fucking desert.
Right. I don't remember. Fuck. Do we have a base pool? I don't remember if we had a base pool in 29 Palms. I don't remember ever going to it.
We had to run all over to like Pendleton or something.
Right, probably. Probably make you hump over there. No.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, it's one of those things where you signed up in the United States Marine Corps and you probably imagine that you're going to be around water at some point in time.
Yeah, you get to do at least like a mock amphibious landing or something.
Right.
Or
well, then
some kind of something.
People are like, dude, I'm not really scared of water. I mean, I don't want to be in water next to a gigantic fucking ship like Pearl Harbor style or anything like that. That's fucking terrifying. But
right.
But it's like, well, you knew that you're going to be in water. Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me time out. Marines go ship to ship and then fuck them up with all of this guns and equipment and stuff. Or we go ship to land and we fuck all them up. I ain't one of those combat swimmer dudes. You want to hop in there and be a goddamn fish? Like my buddy Pablo, he was a section leader, my brother's section leader over there. He was like, oh, man, McQuist top to bottom.
But did any of you guys get a chance to go to like the combat swimmers course?
I mean, I guess if they're in that company.
Not McQuist, because that's a whole nother level.
Right, I know what you're talking about.
Combat swimmers.
So Pablo ran that shit. He was one of those dudes in Coronado who ran all the combat swimmer and blah, blah, blah. He was one of those dudes. And so if you're doing like a Westpac, any type of float, yes, you have certification course for combat swimmers.
Right.
But we were gearing up and working up for a float right as I left the Marine Corps as a whole. And so I went through the workup as if we were going to be like a helicopter. I don't fucking know. Like we were going to be air mounted or something. So we did the helo dunker and a lot of these different ops as if like you land here and now you've got to go and patrol and blah, blah, blah. It's ship to shore after they've taken the main objective, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So
helo dunker. Fuck that thing.
Oh, dude, I fucking love the helo dunker.
No, I'm just saying it wasn't a bad thing. It was just like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need to do that again.
Oh, see, and I get it because of the training. Like they show the video and the stuff behind the scenes and blah blah blah. And then the guy, at least for us, one of the guys who survived an actual helicopter crash where the aviator did the right thing. He came in and thought that his tire was underneath, so his landing gear was underneath the cargo net. That's what he thought. When in all actuality, it had slipped through the furthest outmost rung on the cargo net that goes around a landing zone. So normally what you would do is you would kind of like back the helicopter away, throttle up so that you gain elevation and then move forward onto the landing zone. Well, what happened was as he backed away thinking that it was clear of the net, his gear was still in it. So when he went to increase throttle, it just flipped them entirely over and slammed them into the ocean. Upside down. And
jeez,
shit was just everywhere. The dude came up for some breath. When he did, it was just like his lungs were just full of fire because that one space that still had oxygen still had fire in it. Wait, right? I mean, to fuel the fire kind of a deal. So he took that one disgusting diesel fire breath and then kicked the window out and started chugging for the top. And like remember his life-saving breaths, and then bam. And then he walks out and he's the instructor for the course. You're like, all right, I'm paying the fuck attention. Let's do this. Like, wow. Oh, whoa. If you're ever sitting in college complaining about how your professor does not have any experience in the shit that they're teaching you, I invite you to go to the helo dunker where that motherfucker lived through it and is now training everybody how to get out alive. Like, all right, paying attention to what that guy has to say. Yes. Mm-hmm. Good. And there are some guys who just can't even get past the sweat chair.
Oh, dude. Wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
And I get it. There are some guys who aren't comfortable in that stuff. They freak out, especially being underwater strapped into a chair.
I mean, let's be honest. This is what I've always said.
Yeah.
The biggest equalizer in the world is a pool and a couple well-trained Marines.
Yeah.
If you want to fucking make somebody cry for their mama, like if I ever got to the point where I had to like get somebody to talk definitely a pool would be involved.
Yeah, you're like, skip the waterboard. I'm gonna take this guy
fuck
to the
a bunch
pool.
of waterboarding. Fuck that. Let's get this bitch in the water.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Because you can just, because fight the whole experience takes over their entire being. Now, like, waterboarding is one thing. Like, it, you know what I mean? Like,
That's some evil shit.
Seen some evil shit, but stick a motherfucker. You want to take the guy's will to live away, like his will to not live, his will to fight away. Throw him in the pool with a couple of guys with fins and masks on, and he will tell you whatever you want when it's over. Now, the waterboarding thing, like, yeah, I get it.
Takes less time.
It's just something. There's something about it, man.
Right.
That is terrifying.
Human beings don't belong in the water.
No, they don't. So
we don't.
So if you've got guys, you know what I mean? You want to terrify someone to the point where they just they'll submit to whatever for the most part. Get them in the pool.
Dude,
it's man. I mean, like, classes like BUDS and like amphibious reconnaissance and like basic recon, BRC they call it now, or ARS back in the day. Classes like that was the fastest way. And then the NDOC, especially, the fastest way to weed people out, put them in the freaking pool.
Yeah.
That's it. You immediately have like 80% attrition.
Right. Oh,
seriously.
Yeah.
I mean,
wow. Well, we had guys, with that sweat chair, it's a PVC tube frame that has windows on either side of it. You're strapped into a chair that is suspended in the middle. They flip you upside down, and then you perform the actions that you're going to perform in the helicopter.
Wow.
Right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
And one of my buddies couldn't get through it. It's understandable. Shit going up your nose, all sorts of shit. It was one of those things where it was like, you're not getting certified, but you can totally wave yourself out of it. That was the first time I'd ever seen anything like that in the Marine Corps, that you could wave yourself out of training.
One of the coolest things I ever did in my entire life was push a Zodiac boat out of the back of a CH-50 or CH-46. Right? Mm-hmm. Actually, sorry. I don't think it was a 46. I think we were doing joint operations with the Army. So I think it was a 47 Chinook. Out of the back end of a Chinook with like 6 other dudes, strapping everything back up, getting the motor mounted, like out over the horizon. Like, we were way the fuck out there, bro. Way the fuck out there. And jumping into the, open ocean, getting that shit straight, navigating ourselves to the right point on the beach, running a mission, turning around, getting back on said boat, and going out and driving that fucker up into the back of the freaking helicopter.
Hell yeah.
That is some badass shit. That's one of the coolest, undeniably one of the coolest things I ever did in my fucking life.
And you just slide right back up into the ass end of this thing.
Because so it's a partially like amphibious, a 46, a 47. I never did it with a 53, but a 46 and a 47, they literally submerge the back end of the aircraft. It's not just the ramp, like the back wheels in the fucking water, and they're basically just holding. And then you just zip right in, and the guys, and then the crew chiefs and shit pop off, throw them a freaking rope, and you just yank that boat right up in there. And then the guy takes off, dude, and you're done. You're out. Hell
yeah. That's badass.
Helo casting and retrieval. It's just badass. It really is.
Guys, I left the trim on the motor to shut the fuck up, Carl. Shut up,
Carl.
Shut up. You dumbass.
Now,
left the motor down.
We have had some bad mishaps with stuff like that, where you have like, motors fall off in the ocean and shit like that. You even dummy cord the fucking motor to the boat.
Of course you do.
Just saying.
Of course you do. It's all dummy corded together.
Shit, it's
You're all dummy corded together,
You know,
going
we need to
straight
have
down.
one of these. We need to have my buddy on who he ended up when Recon Battalion went from a battalion to company.
Yeah.
Circa 1994 ish. He actually left and went to small craft company. That dude's got some stories, man. Freaking small craft company is pretty badass.
That's awesome.
With those freaking the riverine assault craft and shit.
Yeah.
Dude. Not the Raiders. The racks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Swick guys, right?
Yeah, but it's not that cool even. I mean, the Swick guys, those boats are fucking retarded. Those boats are awesome. But yeah, they didn't have those yet. At least, and small craft company technically doesn't exist anymore. I don't think.
The Riverines.
Yeah, I think they got rid of small craft company.
I couldn't tell you.
I think they got rid of them in the Marine Corps, which I'm pretty sure they'll probably bring them back as soon as they're not operating in the desert, because that's what the fucking military does. Let's concentrate on desert combat and totally slack off on everything that has to do with our actual mission in life,
right?
Being the Marine Corps,
right? No big.
You know what I mean?
Well, there's to an extent.
A lot of it, I get it. It's budget and stuff like that, but it's like, come on.
Yeah, but there are some things where it's like, let that go into dormancy. There's only 180,000 of us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true, and I totally agree. Yeah, I mean,
it's like Ninth Marines. Ninth Marines went into dormancy, especially 1-9. Went into dormancy, came back out, biggity bow.
Well, there was like for a while, Anglico kind of went away, and then they brought that shit back. Fuck quick.
Anglico's about ready to do work right now off the coast of Syria.
I'm just saying. No, it's not just that.
Need them now.
Need them now. But they brought them back because instead of having to rely on, other places to call in direct, direct fire shit, we're like, oh well, we have guys like that in the Marine Corps? Don't we have an MLS?
We got to train somebody to do this. Can you go back to the...
Wait, we actually have a platoon of those guys there over on like French Creek or something.
Right. They're sitting around playing spades right now.
Nobody really knows what the fuck they do. I think they like call in naval gunfire or something.
Knowledge.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
So basically...
fucking water.
Yeah, fuck water. Well, wait a minute. No, hold on. Except a drink. And then other than that, yeah, whatever.
See, you just didn't get your full Marine Corps experience.
I got my full Marine Corps experience. I wanted nothing to do with going in the ocean. Thanks anyway.
And
ugh.
There's something about it, though, I'm telling you.
Being stuck on a boat in the middle of the water sounds absolutely awful to me.
But then you get to do like cool stuff like storm the beach with Amtracs Amtracs and Lab 25s and get that real Marine Corps fucking feel.
I killed a guy with a sasser.
Get to watch flight operations on certain boats that you're in. Could do that in the water. Look at the anti-terrorist and anti-pirate guys.
Right. I was
Get a smoke to do. Instead, they picked the SEAL to do it.
Right.
There's no goddamn Marines on the water anymore.
Right. We're too busy in combat, doing combat things. Like, hey, do you think that you could do the Captain Richards thing? And it's like, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I was busy killing Haji when that was happening. Like,
don't be too cool for school.
Skinny Somali bastards.
Go back to your roots, Marine.
Oh, God. DM up in the rafters, picking off opposing targets. Penny, are you aiming for the quadrifoil?
Deck of a boat. Should have been doing it from the deck of a boat. Just saying.
Ugh. Nah.
I'm totally fucking with you. Should have been doing it from a crow's nest. Should have been doing it on Blackbeard's boat.
Blackbeard. All the coast of the Carolinas.
Should have smoked Blackbeard with a sasser.
With a fucking Rothus round. You're going down, Blackbeard.
You're going down, Blackbeard.
That's what the Coast Guard does. They
Holy
smoke Blackbeard with a fucking sasser. Hell yeah. Damn, I should have joined the Coast Guard. What was I thinking?
Some of those Coast Guard boats are no joke either.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Talking about water. Fuck.
I ain't doing
Coast
it.
Guard cutter action. Fuck some shit up.
There's some guys in the Marine Corps who don't do shit also. There are some guys in the Coast Guard who don't do shit. And then there are guys who capsize boats for a fucking living off the coast of like Port whatever the hell out there in Washington. What's the name of it? Fuck. Puget Sound, right out there.
Puget Sound, yeah.
That is the most turbulent water in the ocean, supposedly. And it's where the Coast Guard takes you out to certify. And, dude, Gene was telling me about this. Remember Gene from ABV?
Our token coast.
Our token coast. Yes. Dude, he was telling me about how, like, they would all strap themselves in, you know, to the bow or whatever, into the seats, blah, blah, blah. And then they would rotate through, right?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, dude. They would go into the surf, out of the surf, and then they would go along it. And they're like, yeah, you never, ever, ever do this. So we're going to do it so that you can
we're going to do it so you
see
get
what it's like.
You get your man stripes.
Right. And then you basically turn that thing into a children's toy in the tub and roll that bitch over and flip it, and everybody is submerged. And it all pops back up, and hey, are you dead? No. Okay, we're going to do it again. And then people rotate, and that's like a day of that shit. Like,
dude, I used to love doing boat ops in the fucking Corps. And that's why I don't need to do that shit anymore. That's why I have no desire to do, like, hitting the fucking surf zone with a fucking Zodiac and getting that shit out of the surf. And, dude, that shit's... At that time, it's badass, but you're like, yeah, I've done this about 50, 60 times in my life. I'm okay. I'll never do it again. You know what I mean? It's like, chalk that off the bucket. Swimming with sharks?
Over it.
Yeah, I'm good. Okay. Dolphins, check. Good. I'm all set because those fuckers are scary as fuck in the water. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to, I want to just swim with the dolphins in the Bahamas. No, you don't. Trust me. Well, we're not going to get into the dolphin rape thing again, like we used to on the old episodes. But those animals can tear you apart in a heartbeat. Just saying.
Right.
They're not your friend.
You are in their world.
Their world. And they weigh like 1,200 pounds.
Yeah.
So have fun trying to stop them from doing anything.
In the open ocean.
Right.
That's
dude,
a car.
One of my buddies, we were doing a fin, and one of my buddies got bumped. Like a bottlenose came up and bumped him.
Oh.
He thought he got attacked by a fucking shark.
It hurt
because those some
huh?
bitches, man. Dude, hell to the no. He was like walking on water. That's how fast he was finning after that.
Yeah.
He was like a freaking pump jet boat with a freaking fin.
Dude, I was out there as a kid. I was off the coast of Florida and got bumped in the leg by a bonnet head shark when I was on the back of a longboard. Now, nothing's going to happen. It's a bonnet head.
Yeah, it's small. That's not a very big shark.
Right.
But like they're looking at you as like, oh, it's food.
Right. But I distinctly remember being a little kid on a board. I say little. I was probably, 14, whatever, on a board, bumped, and I'm like, I'm alone out here.
I'm out.
Dude, you're rocking swim trunks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't doing shit out there against that.
No,
you know, it's like,
dude, we used to where we used to swim off the Onslow Beach at Camp Lejeune. If you go out about a half a mile off of Onslow Beach, off of what used to be Risley Pier, and that's like it's like the second, it's either the largest or like the second largest hammerhead breeding ground in the Atlantic.
Right.
And they like filmed Shark Week and shit out there.
And you guys are dressed in camouflage with fins on.
Right.
Looking like seals.
Dragging like packs behind us and shit, you
Right.
know? Yeah. I mean, I never knew anyone that ever got attacked out there, but it still makes your asshole pucker
Oh, yeah.
because you realize if anyone realizes that you're not part of you are part of the food chain out there,
Right.
that you know, you just realize that you're like, dude, I got nothing. Like I have a dive knife and that's it.
Yeah. You ain't doing shit.
Whew.
I'm telling you.
Good. I'm all set. All set to never ever do that shit again. I'm all set. I mean, I have fond memories of a lot of it. You know, I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I do, but I'm good, bro. I'm all set. Chalk it off. Check it off the list. All set.
Yep. No more repeats.
Yeah,
No,
man.
I totally get it.
Anything else you got about water?
Just drink it. Don't even bother. I mean, drink it, you know, swim occasionally. I mean, that
Out of it.
the majority of the earth is covered in it. I don't know.
Take some moonshine out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
Do whatever you gotta. We're about to be submerged in it. The apocalypse is nigh.
The
What?
apocalypse is nigh.
What?
It's
Yeah.
World War III is about to tap off, baby.
Hell yeah, we're going to Korea.
Korea and
Fucking
Syria.
And Al Gore, he's gonna make good on that Nobel Peace Prize.
That's right.
Water.
Florida's going to be underwater.
Who cares? We won't miss it. We won't.
California's going to slide into the ocean.
Whatevs. That just leaves good hunting left.
It's just gonna break right off and slide in.
Just
Arizona, see that
Like-
Arizona property.
like we're
That Arizona
christening a new
property-
ship. We should
that
get the
Arizona
first lady out
property I
there.
bought is gonna be waterfront property. It's the best investment I ever made in my life.
Ivanka's gonna be crashing champagne on the bow of California, watching
That's
it
right.
slide off into the ocean.
That's it. Click.
Coronado's gonna be like the pivot point, just kind of swings out and around. Blow the beaches. Did you know that? You know that?
Out there anyway. It's fucking cold as fuck.
Oh yeah, it is.
That water is cold as fuck. See,
Yeah.
that's one of those things. That's one of those misconceptions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's so beautiful, Southern California. It
Pacific.
is until you enter the water
Ugh.
because that shit's cold as shit.
Well, then understand the current. Current's coming out of Alaska. That's the way that it moves over there.
the
right?
opposite. It's coming from the opposite direction in North Carolina
Right.
and the Atlantic coast. We're getting warm tropical.
Right. Well,
So we're on the other side of that circulation on the West Coast.
and one of the
That
things.
water's freaking cold.
Right. Right. That's why everybody during El Nino was all stirred up. Remember? The water was warm, shit
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Surf
had
was up.
Algae blooms everywhere and shit.
Yeah, what's nice is, well, I guess it's not nice, but if you have any hurricane movement or tropical storms that are on the eastern side of South America, it will typically churn enough to get the warmer waters out of the Gulf up around to North Carolina.
Yeah.
Haha! Got a B- in weather and climate. Yay!
Thermodynamics.
Uh,
Thermodynamics, folks.
Yep. Yeah, so drink your water and hydrate and all of that other stuff. And thanks so much to our sponsors, veteranslist.us. If you're a veteran-led business who wants to get 50% off a featured membership on veteranslist.us, 50% off, half off, type in discount code Cigars and C. All of our discount codes, Cigars and C. If you want to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, any of these other ones, it's at Cigars and C. See what we're doing there? Spartan Media for doing a kick-ass website. You guys rock. Thanks so much. Heroes Media Group for being an awesome network full of veteran-led shows. Lifelit Media for some of that PR help that we've got out there. There are other sponsors that'll be hopefully coming to the party here pretty soon. We ain't going away anytime soon. So, yeah, stick with us. Share everywhere. And if you have comments, please leave them on cigarsandseastories.com, like on our comments page. We get a lot of those Facebook comments that flutter over and all sorts of stuff, but we'd really appreciate the feedback on the website on cigarsandseastories.com/podcasts, which is where you're going to find all of the podcasts. And Some people have been confused. They go to the website. The top is the player for the current episode and the current episode that we've got right now. And then you can search all of the previous episodes and listen to whatever you want right there on the individual page.
Go to the podcast page.
Yeah, you go to the podcast page. You click that one. Don't click the player at the top. That's always going to be the running current episode. What you do is you click the one in the page. So we did it that way so that you could always, you've got a plethora, if you will, of episodes to listen to.
180 of them.
Yeah, Jesus.
This episode's 181.
There you go. You're welcome, world.
Damn.
And on that note, we cue the music.
Our flag unfurled to every breeze, from dawn to setting sun.